What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are driving back to Pennsylvania after running the boat. We've got to stop for fuel here soon, so I'll record some more then. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on. Uh, Chase doesn't sink, which is good, and Evan, the motor on the back runs really, really well. So if you watched yesterday's video, you saw we switched out the starter solenoid. Seems like that helped the cranking situation a little bit better. So gonna keep an eye on it. I want to wait till I get home and try and do like a legit like hard cold start on it and see if it did fix it. But anyways, stay tuned. Gonna be interesting day when we get back. I'll pick my son up. So appreciate you guys, and thanks for coming along. All right, we just topped off on fuel and used the restroom. Checked the straps. Everything's looking good. Took the backrest off last night so that we could maybe save some fuel. Digging these new straps I got versus the sleeves that I have for the power poles. There's the sleeves that like flop around back here and do all kinds of stupid stuff, but actually I forgot I wanted to push the jack plate down further, but it'll be okay where it's at for now, I think. So anyways, we got I think 5 more hours or so to go, so it's story time. All right, so it's not necessarily a huge issue, but my my seat keeps flipping open, which is weird because the whole way down here it didn't do it. So I'm not sure what's going on. Uh, the only thing I could think is I took the backrest off because I was like, like I figured it was catching wind, like maybe help our fuel mileage a little bit, which isn't getting any better. We're at 12.5. We actually went down. It was 12.6. But anyways, so I don't know. I mean, I'm doing the speed limit, and I did the speed limit on the way down here, and it just doesn't make any sense as to why it is flipping up. I already stopped once to fix it, so I think what's going to happen is I'm going to put the backrest back on it. I'm just thinking, I'm guessing the wind from the backrest was hitting it and keeping it down. I don't know, because it was definitely way bumpier on the way down than it's been so far. I don't know, but I do know that I don't want anything flying out. There's not necessarily anything super light in that compartment, but I just don't want to take any chances. So we're gonna make a pit stop here, and I'm gonna put that backrest back in. Also, it's remarkable how some people drive. I know I'm not perfect, but man, you go to pass somebody and they speed up just to slow back down. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Uh, but it happened. I've been on the road 3 hours ish, and it's happened more now than it normally does. But it's just I don't get it. Is it because I'm pulling a boat? I don't know. It just blows my mind. Between that and the tractor trailers cutting you off, it's quite annoying because I'm trying to have my cruise control set, and they just cut you off. They just come over and they don't care. I try and give room. I try and be nice, but the joys of road tripping. I do want to talk about yesterday a little bit. I was uh, I was able to get back out on the water, uh, and because I ended up picking up a different prop. I picked up a 21 pitch. It was a 14. It's a 14 by 21 plus. Usually plus means it has like cupping or something to it, or rake or whatever. Um, but anyways, it's an older Viper prop, which is a Evinrude prop, and it was cheap, so that's why I bought it. And it does have a rubber uh, hub in it, so you can't interchange the hub, but at least like it had one and I could run it, because I don't have an interchangeable hub set up for props right now. I got to order one because I do have a 23 pitch 4-blade trophy that I want to run and see what it does, but I got to get a hub kit for it. So, but anyways, met this guy. He's a pretty cool guy. Talked for a minute. Lived in the middle of nowhere, from New York. And you're like, how do I know? I could tell. I don't know if they were snowbirds, but they newsflash, guy. If you ever see this video, dude, you didn't go far enough south, because they had 6 inches of snow still, and nobody had came to plow their road. I think until like a couple days ago. So, which is crazy, but I get it. Like that area doesn't get snow. So, but really nice area. Again, super nice guy. But the prop was cheap, and I wanted to try something different, because the 19 pitch prop, we were spinning that. I mean, I couldn't even trim it. I couldn't even trim the boat or the motor. Couldn't trim the motor. We were doing 48, 49 mile an hour at 5,800 RPM before trimming it. Which, do you need to trim it? No, but to get performance out of it and, like, trim it and then raise it up on the jack plate, all that stuff, like, you get better performance, right? So, I don't know. Like, so then I was like, all right, so I got this other prop. So I got this older Viper prop, and then I ran it. And after I got done running it, I was so mad. Not mad, but I was like, oh, man, there was a newer style Viper prop closer by for a little bit more money. And honestly, last night I contemplated about messaging him and trying to go pick it up, but to be honest, it didn't matter, because I wasn't going to be able to run the boat. It was dark. So, and cold, because last night it started snowing again. Good thing is it stopped, but anyways. So yeah, so at this point, with the way the math is mathing out, I think I have an idea what I need as far as the numbers go. So that 21 pitch prop, it's a 14 by 21 Viper, older Viper, but it works. Without moving the jack plate up, and without trimming it, I was able to get like 5,500 RPM, and we were doing 50, I think. 50 something. Maybe it was 50. But I was able to trim it. I was actually able to trim it a little bit, but I could still hit rev limiter, which it's not really rev limiter. That's just $6,000 is where they say like max you should run it, right? So I was able to trim it. But I couldn't run the jack plate up at all. So I had to run it all the way down. But the crazy thing is, it started to chine walk super bad. Like, and I've never had a boat that chine walk. So that I was driving through it, but boy, it's a little scary. Like, she's just chine walking. And if you don't know what chine walk is, I'll explain it a little bit later. But Actually, you know what? Sign walks when you're on the back of the boat and the boat just starts dancing, right? And it's just the boat's dancing. You got to drive. I mean, you're just sitting there. You're just trying to drive the boat at this point, like without wrecking. So, you know, trimmed it back down, but we were still at like 5,800 RPMs, roughly $6,000, doing 55.5 mile an hour. I think it might have touched 56 at one point. But now, some factors into this. I don't have a full load of people. I don't have a full load of fuel. I only had like 10 gallon in it. And it does hold 50 gallons. So, was it a good test? I don't know. I mean, probably not. Like, I probably should have had a full tank of fuel. But I don't always run a full tank. Well, on my old boat I did, because we only had 30 gallon, and the Black Max just drank it. Just loved it. Sipping it, like, this thing sips it seems. So, but so I was doing some math in last night, trying to figure it out. And I'd really like to, you know, wait till the weather gets a little bit better here. Maybe I can run it up home. I'm gonna have to probably wait at least 2 months for that. But run it in the freshwater. I like running it in the freshwater. I think my numbers are better for dialing in the prop. But run it in the freshwater and then see what's going on. Anyways, but I think I need a 23 pitch prop. If I'm going to stick with a 3-blade, somewhere in that 14 to 14.5 inch diameter. I think we're going to get there as far as being able to trim it, run the jack plate up, what have you. But personally, I'd rather run a 4-blade. I think they're more comfortable as far as driving it wise. We'll be able to get, you know, all the lift we need and everything. We'll be able to actually probably be able to run the prop higher in the water column, you know, so we can, yeah, hopefully like get better fuel mileage out of it. Because when you run it up higher, you're less resistance on the lower unit, right? So less water resistance. And as long as we keep the prop in clean water, which coming off the back of the boat, it comes up and goes over the prop. As long as we can keep it in good water and keep biting, like, should be okay. But I'm going to try and look for, see if I can find a cheap one, but a Renegade 4-blade, which is actually weird, because the only ones that I'm finding, they're like 13 3/4 or something, by 23, which my 4-blade trophy is 13 7/8 by 23. So if I can get a hub kit, I'll try that. And if that gives me the numbers, I would imagine the Renegade would be just as similar. It'd just be like an Evinrude prop versus a Mercury prop, which trophy isn't necessarily a Mercury prop, I guess, but maybe it is. I don't know. I think it is. So either the Renegade prop, because it's a 4-blade, you know, but it is smaller diameter. So that's the only thing that kind of has me like scratching my head, right? I think with the bigger, heavier boat, it's gonna need the diameter, but I don't know that, like, I just don't know, because like I struggled with this with the bin, because that boat was so light. Every prop we put on it, it was just fine. It just grabbed water. It just did what it had to do. And we always would top out, and I'd be able to trim it like crazy, and we just never gained any speed. And I don't want to run into that issue with this, where it's like, oh, I can trim it, but I don't get any speed. And when you trim it, you should gain speed, right? But another prop that there was like, according to AI, I could run would be the RX4, which is a 4-blade. But that I think is a 14 or 14 and an eighth or something. It's a bigger diameter. So problem is finding them used where you could like get it cheap is not easy. The Renegade props you can get them a little bit cheaper, but I don't know. It's frustrating to try and mess with props again. I wish there's nowhere out there where you can just be like, yeah, like let me go test some props out. And if there is, I ain't never heard of them. And yeah, I know you can contact all different places. You give them your specs, and they'll tell you the exact prop. But I'm telling you, that only gets you so far, because I used a guy out of Florida to do my other boat, and he's like, he said, oh yeah, this, you should see these speeds. Not even close. Like, just because the math doesn't always math out, right? Because there's theoretical speed and there's actual speed, and then it's, oh, well, the hull has to be this or this, that, and the other thing. So at this point, I'm just gonna run what I got. It'll move the boat just fine with the whole family on it, so I'm not really worried. You know, but we'll just, if I come across a different prop, I'll try and snag one up. But I do think like a 21 pitch 4-blade would probably do the trick. But I don't know. I think realistically, the boat will do 60. Does speed matter? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. And I'm sure people are gonna bellyache about that. But no, you can't catch fish doing 60. You're right. You are right. But I can get to the fish faster. And especially when you're fighting tidal water, like it's how the tide's coming in or going out, the fish are there at a certain time, yada, yada, yada. That's just, I don't know. But the other thing is, too, like the faster you can get it to go, a lot of times you can cruise at, like, not slower speeds, I guess, but a better speed where it's like, you're not just like cruising at 15. Like, I'd like to cruise at like 30, which it was doing it. I had it cruising like just riding at 30. Super comfortable. Something that was really, really cool I liked about it was I went to make a U-turn and I hadn't tried it yet. And my old boat, like if you like pitched it aside, like it would turn, but it didn't turn. It did, but it didn't. This thing, I freaking cranked the wheel, and I mean, I was like on plane, and I was doing, I don't know, I didn't even look at the speed. I don't know. I was on plane, and I just cranked the wheel and tilted her to the side, and she went like this, and just like, and like a bass boat, and it has that bass boat look to it, the deeper V. It has a lot of, I can't think of it, but it's oh, I can't think of what it's called. Anyways, there's a lot more V to it than my old boat. But, anyways, it like, I could have reached over and touched the water. That's how far it pitched that sucker. And just blew my mind, which I was really happy about. Because sometimes you need to make that U-turn, and you're just like, oh, crap. Like, and if you can pitch her on her side, like I couldn't see over the because I made a left turn, so I turned to the port side, and I couldn't see over the starboard side. She was on her side, or well, he, man, I don't know why I call him, but Chase was on his side, and I was like, and turned around and right into the wake, and boom, boom, like right through it, like just fine. So I'm just super happy with the boat, and the motor. It's just now time to play with props, which is like the aggravating part. And if I was just a normal human being, I'd be okay with how it runs. But I'm not normal. My brain just thinks speed. And it happens, So, but we're going to make a stop here. We're going to fix this seat. Give me 1 second. I just pulled off on the side of the road here. I'm gonna grab them. Try and do it one-handed and not die. So, as you can see, the seats filled it up. So, I'm thinking, woo, it's slicker than snot up here. There's ice. Hang on, I'm gonna sit you guys down. Maybe. I don't know. Give me a second. Set you there. Ouch. Oh, that hurt. Note to self, don't use your hand. All right, since I'm up here, move the jack plate down too. Okay, cool. All right. Woo. It is ice. Ice, ice, ice. So, all right, we got that fixed. I'm hoping that it'll be okay. We'll find out. So far, it seems after hitting a bunch of bumps, the seats stand down. It's quite remarkable that the backrest, excuse me, the backrest is keeping it planted. But, you know, like I said, the only thing I can think is the wind's hitting the backrest and forcing the air down, and the seat can't lift up. So it's not that big a deal. It really isn't. I don't think it's affecting fuel mileage that much, but if at all. But I'd really like to not have to run it when I'm driving far. So we might have to add some latches on the side or something, because there's nothing to hold it down. But I thought maybe the weight of the cushion would keep it down, but I was wrong. But yeah, so that we're good for now. We'll see what happens. Here's another bridge. Yep, nope, see, like it's staying down. So I'm guessing it has something to do with that. So this guy must think I'm crazy. Sorry. I'm passing this same truck for like the third time. He probably thinks I'm crazy. I've stopped twice now, and had to pass him. So I don't know. But anyways, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We got another 4.5 hours. We're good on fuel, I think. We should be okay on fuel to make it home. I'd really like to not have to stop, but I know I'm going to have to stop to use the bathroom at some point. So, although the other day I went like 5.5 hours without stopping, but my back didn't like it. So we'll keep trucking here, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll see something cool. I did see a trailer earlier. I wanted to take a picture, but they went flying by me. I was doing 70, and they went flying by me, and it was just a single axle enclosed trailer, and I don't know if the guy knew. I'm thinking the guy knew. It had no fender on one side, and the side that didn't have a fender, the wheel was like that. And man, that drives me bonkers when I see stuff like that. Like, I get it, like it's beat up, like it's, you know, you just don't care, like, oh, whatever falls off. But man, like you're just asking to be in an accident. You're asking for trouble. The crazy thing is the other side was fine. So what most likely happened in that situation is the bearing failed, and then it wore. I've seen it. So, and they didn't fix it, and then they put a new hub on it most likely, and it still had camber, and they're like, what the heck? Well, and it's because the spindle actually got worn. So you can put all the new stuff on it you want. It doesn't really matter, because of the bearing. Where the bearing race has to sit, it now can't. It just wallers around on there. Doesn't matter. Either that or the axle was bent. But if the axle was bent, most likely it would have had it like been sitting on the same way on the other side. So, but I saw that. I was going to try and get a picture, but the dude was moving. So let's see what happens. I don't know. I haven't really seen anything worthwhile either coming down or going home yet. So we got a while. I went from water you could fish to water you can't. Susquehanna River is completely frozen over. All right. Well, we're back in the shop. Made it home safe. Made it home in time to pick up my son from daycare. Now the fun begins, because there's stuff that we can do now, and there's stuff that obviously we can't do. First things first is we need to run Evan on the hose. But unfortunately, it's going to be -20 with the wind chill tomorrow. So I ain't doing it tomorrow. And like it kills me not to run them, but there's nothing else I can do. So as soon as we get a decent day, we're going to pull them outside, put them on the pump or the hose, which I went to Walmart today and bought a brand new hose. They had, if you're looking for one, our Walmart had 100-foot contractor 5-layer rubber hose. I guess it's rubber. I don't know. Anyways, for $34, they were on clearance. So if you're looking for one, ours, they only had like 2 there, so I grabbed one. Anyways, but the plan is I'm going to run that. Apparently, my tackle bag got wet in the front live well, which I'm thinking it was probably from the rain. I don't think it was from running on the water, because when I was on the water, I checked that compartment to see if water was getting in there, and there wasn't. Excuse me. There wasn't anything in it. Yeah. So the other thing we need to do is the power pole switch up here. For some reason, I don't know. I've always had issues with it. Maybe I just need to get a new one. I couldn't get that to communicate right. We need to mess with the graph more. I think, well, one thing I need to do is I need to take my SIM card out of my other Garmin and put it in this one so I can get all my tracks. So I'll have to actually pull the bin in here, make sure all my stuff's saved onto that SIM card, then bring it over to here, because I don't remember how to do it through Active Captain, but I kind of remember how to do it that way. So anyways, I want to do that. I'd really like to get a second graph and run 2 9-inch graphs just like that. Like, I know it's very bass boat looking, but It'd be so much nicer because then I could have one side with all my engine stuff, my other side with my maps and everything. Because with this having all the Garmin stuff for the engine, it's with the NEMA 2000. It's pretty slick. I was able to see top speed and all that, which we're gonna turn this on and check what top speed was. But anyways, so appreciate you guys coming along for the ride today. I know there really wasn't much. I did, tell a story or two. Tomorrow, selling the white E46 tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Probably shoot a little bit of that if the guy's cool with it. And then I have a BMW CCA event I have to be at. It's our membership meeting, first one of the year. So I have to be at that because I'm the low fuel 9. This is freaking sweet. Tells you when you're low on fuel. Anyways, I'm the chapter president, so I have to run that. I actually missed our board meeting on Thursday. Yeah, I have to run that. And then I'm going to go to Academy because there's a sale at Bass Pro for some life jackets, but Academy will match it. If they have it, they'll match it and beat it by 5%. And I have an Academy card, and because I'm military, if I use my card, I get an extra 10% off. So I'm hoping to do some wheeling and dealing if they let it happen. They did it before. Like, I bought my rangefinder there, and I don't know that they made any money on that rangefinder because they ended up giving me, because it was my first time signing up, I got $30, but then I got another $30, plus then I got my 10%, and they matched the price. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. So anyways, that's besides the point. But I do appreciate you guys coming along. If you could like, subscribe, share, comments are appreciated. Listen, you ain't gonna upset me. I'm not real good at editing videos. I'm working on learning how to make them. So, but yeah, we'll be back to the grind on Monday. We got an oil change on a 2 Series. We got more parts to go on to E30 and huge project coming up. We have an E90 out there. It's an 07 335. I just got this massive box. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. I just got this massive box today. And so the customer ordered all this stuff. It's from Doc Racing. We are doing a single turbo conversion on that thing. It's about to get interesting with that. So that's going to be a project. So stay tuned for that coming up. And we got that E39. So there's a lot going on this month. So anyways, so again, thank you for coming along, and I'll see you guys on the next one.